Hello, today I want to talk about how optimism and compound returns are the key to huge, amazing stock market returns. In fact, being optimistic is a superpower, and being optimistic is something that we can all learn. And I'm going to give you some examples to prove that I'm right, that we can learn how to have faith in the system, that we could believe in a system so much that we don't think about it anymore. So my first example is remember in history a time where elevators were manned by a person. There was a person there who was pulling and pushing levers and pushing buttons, and he would take you to whichever floor that you wanted to go. And before that, I mean, later on, elevators become automatic, but before they became automatic, there was a transition in which people didn't believe it was possible for an elevator or its horn would go from one place to the other without the assistance of a real human being there. And it took time, actually it took like 20 or 30 years for people to get used to the habit of just jumping into an elevator, pressing a button, and going to floor number 10 or 20 or whatever it is. But it's something that we did learn, that we were distrustful of elevators at first, then we started trusting them somewhat, and finally now anyone can just jump into an elevator, press floor number 7, and just go there and not think about it anymore. It's second nature. So that is something that we learn how to trust this science or mechanics or engineering, and now we don't think about it. Another thing, something that is happening right now is self-driving cars. Okay, so already in San Francisco there are robo taxis, and you just open your phone, your app, and you call one of these robo taxis, and they come pick you up and take you to wherever you want to go. But there still are millions of people who are distrustful. They don't think it's possible. They think they are running a higher risk. But I bet you 5 years from now, or maybe 10 years at most, people will think that it is irresponsible to be driven by a human being, and the normal thing is to be driven by a robot, one of these self-driving cars. So this is another stage in which we are becoming optimistic, or we are becoming trustful of the system. Another example is airplanes. I don't know if you are aware, but most flights are done on automatic pilot. So sure, there is a pilot there to welcome you, to tell you what's the weather in the next city, and maybe they do something here and there, but most of the time the airplane is being flown on autopilot. It's just a robot, artificial intelligence, you call it what you want to call it, but it's not a human who is driving that airplane. It's some kind of machine or program or software that is driving. Okay, so now this is the kind of thing that is taking us a long time, but we have to believe that we can do the same thing in the stock market. So I just want to show you there is something called the SPIVA return, and in this report, it shows that many the stock indices of many countries outperform the professional money manager. For example, here's the United States. The stock index, the S&P 500, outbid 93% of professional money managers. This is crazy. I mean, I could have believed 60, maybe 70%, but an index just beat 93% of all these humans who have CFA, who are CFA charter holders, who analyze stocks all day long and all evenings, and here comes a system, a program, a software, and beat everybody else. And this is not only in the United States. Here in Canada, it happens the same thing. So here in Canada, I guess money managers did a little bit better, but the Canadian index, which is called S&P TSX, uh, outperform 84% of all these professional money managers, people who spend their whole life studying stocks and so on and so forth. So this is something where the system is doing much better than a regular individual. And okay, this is a horrible example. This is the Quebec Pension Fund. Okay, so the Quebec Pension Fund, this is on Google News. You will see pension fund post 4.2% return on the first half of the year. This is horrendous. The Quebec Pension Fund is the most intelligent money managers and charter financial analysts, charter holders work there, and all these people with huge salaries of $100,000 plus, they cannot beat the total index. If I go there and I put all my monies in the index, I outdo them. And talking about in the index, let's see what the index has given us. This is the Vanguard 500 index fund. Year to date, let's go to let's go back to, okay, so year to date the yield has been 15%. So this index has outbeaten the Quebec Pension Fund for over 10%. And and this is, and I don't think this here is counting the dividends. The dividends is an additional 1.48%. So altogether it's 17% returned, while the Quebec pension plan has only returned 4.2%. This is so embarrassing. But let's go a little bit further. Let's say that you have complete faith in the system, that you believe that if you put your money into an index fund, in this case we're talking about the Standard & Poor's 500, but let's see what happens over the years. Okay, so the year of the year to date, the returns has been what, almost 15%. 1 year, let's see, 1 year is not much, almost 4%. 2 years, 2 years it looks negative, minus 1.23%. But here is the magic, okay? So 5 years. So look at this trajectory is going up, and the total is 51%. That's over 10% per year for doing nothing. You put your money there, and you just watch it grow. You are believing in the system. And here we see max. I don't know actually how many. This is, I guess, from 2011. To today, the returns have been 300%. 300% for doing nothing, for sitting on your hands, trusting the system, and watching your money grow. So this is how optimism is a superpower. You trust the system, you put your money in the system, and you just watch that money grow. And whenever you need that money to spend on your vacation, on your retirement, or to give it back to your kids or whatever, that money is there growing for you without you doing anything, because you trusted the system. Thank you so much for watching, and talk to you next time. Goodbye.